All right, we're going live. I hear door-to-door salesmen going on out there. Don't have a problem with sales. Sales is awesome. The thing is, when you're trying to sell me shit that I don't want, and that's what most of these guys do. They're trying to sell like this energy shit, like save money on your energy, man. And I'm like, come on, man. I don't want that shit. I mean, yeah, I would love to pay less on my energy bill, but I'm a realist. Just because I sign my name on your fucking paper doesn't mean I'm getting fucked somehow. I know it. That's the thing. Sales is a noble thing, but people like that fuck it up. I'm going on a little bit of rant here. It's not even what I was going to talk about on this training. And by the way, note to self, I'm going to start posting the link a little earlier because it seems like every time I do this, people are late coming in on the front end, but I don't want to delay it. Hold on one second. All right, so all right, just getting a little thinking about like the people knocking on the door. I don't want them knocking on the door interrupting this, but it'll probably make this session fun. So anyway, what we're talking about is for one thing, I wanted to address a message I got today and some conversations I've had today actually. And a big thing for people is they message me saying that I don't have the environment to grow in my business, to grow and expand. And this is what the Dynasty of Excellence is for. It's not a standard business group where you're, just asking surface level questions. The point of Dynasty of Excellence is to really dig deep beneath the surface, getting real with yourself and being able to be transparent with others so you can overcome the obstacles that you face. Now, exactly what this guy said to me in a message, I told him, like, look, if you want to expand your business, if you want to be great, if you want to reach new levels, the most important thing to do is to have a mentor, coach environment so you can expand. And his wording was, I don't really have that type of luxury. And hey, some people aren't in the financial position to get coaching. That's cool. But coaching isn't really a luxury. It's a necessity for your business. If I didn't have my coaches today, I'd be fucked. And I wouldn't be able to send my message out the way that I do now. And if you've been looking at me closely, you notice I've been rapidly growing my message. My message has been expanding like in light speed. And honestly, what I've done in 3 months would probably take me 10 years if I didn't have the coaches I have now. Because I went into the deep inner game of things and really figured stuff out. And really made some expansion. And if you don't go in your mind first, and that kind of ties into the topic of this training, if you don't go into your mind first, then you're building an empire or a castle on loose soil, on loose sand. You don't have a solid foundation. It's like trying to operate today on a Windows 3.11 software. So, to bring it back, coaching for me is a necessity. Like it goes right next to my mortgage. Like, pay mortgage, pay for coaching. And I say that full-heartedly, and I wouldn't be able to coach other people if I didn't value coaching like that, because then I'd be a scumbag. So that's how big coaching is. And in the Dynasty of Excellence, to be completely honest with you, hold on, I want to make sure everything's going good on the Facebook end. I think everything's good. So, to be completely honest with you, what was I saying? Okay. So Dynasty of Excellence is a community, is a space, is an environment for you to be able to grow, to expand. This source won't work if you don't participate, if you don't get real, and if you don't put your shit out there in the group. If you put your shit out there, then me and other experts in the group can help you get to the root causes of your problem and help you have a breakthrough. Boom. Now, of course, what I offer with coaching and the accountability, that's what every entrepreneur needs to expand into something greater within their relationships, their business, their spirituality, their health. But if money is a thing, or if something, you're just not there yet where you can invest in coaching, the Dynasty of Excellence is a place to be. We have the forum access where you can, type out whatever you're going through and get over that hump, get over the obstacles that you're facing. And also you have these free trainings where I offer it. And I am open to suggestions and helping you out on these trainings. And recently I've been kind of going of feeling it out, like what people may need. But really how I like to operate is like, hey, feel out what obstacles you're actually facing, and then we can go on this training and help you out. And a big thing is, I see many of you on the back end, and I see many of you watching the replay, but being on the front end with me, the first link that I post, if you come in on the front end and you can type, you don't even have to talk in here. I mean, you're welcome to ask questions through the video when I'm not giving the lesson, but by just going through the side, boom, we can get it done. So anyway, what I wanted to talk about today was based off of how one of the best teams in the NFL are operating today. They played the Super Bowl this year, and they played the Super Bowl last year, the Seattle Seahawks. Reading into Pete Carroll's book, and there was a moment in history when he was transforming his coaching style. Ooh, got some invites. People want to join in. So hold on one second. Hold that thought. Okay, so Pete Carroll was transforming his coaching style, and it sort of reminded me how I take on my coaching and how I train my clients. And he was really into the inner game of football. And the inner game of football, instead of just saying, okay, we're going to do this train, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, we're going to do this, and go through all the skill sets, Pete Carroll was interested in the mindset of football. There were some stories in there where he would be talking about his mentor and being part of a football game, and his mentor being able to read the body language of the opposing team and say, hey, I want you to kick it to this guy during the kickoff. It was a close game. He said, look, if we can get them in a close game, we can win, because they've never been tested in a close game before. So what he said was, hey, we'll kick it over to this guy, and he's going to fumble it. I guarantee it, because he was reading his body language. Sure enough, they kicked it to him, and boom, the dude fumbled it. Dude fumbled the football, they grabbed it, and they won the game. just by being able to read the inner game and the body language going on in the opposing team. And then it went on into a story where Pete Carroll, when he was part of the New England Patriots, and I believe this was in 97, 96 or 97, Drew Bledsoe was on the team. And they were playing the Jaguars. The Jaguars were actually a good team back then. And they were on a winning streak. They couldn't lose at home. And the Patriots were playing the Jaguars at home. And Pete Carroll said, hey, we can beat this team. And he gathered the team around, and he talked about being in the zone. He's like, do you ever, and he did this on purpose, where he asked everyone, he's like, do you ever feel like you're in the zone and everything moves slowly and everything's working out for you? And he knew these guys had these stories. So a few of them spoke up. Bledsoe spoke up about moments where they're in the zone. A former baseball player spoke up about how he struck everyone out, and he felt like there was no way he can lose. I was like, look, I'm going to fucking win. I'm going to just mute you for a second. So it's like, there's no way that I can lose because I'm totally in the zone. I totally believe in myself. And basically this concept he was talking about was being able to be in high-pressure situation and just let go. To let go of the expectation of how big and how important this game is. And even though it may sound like negative talk, he would tell himself like, hey, this one play doesn't mean that we lost the game or not. You know, it doesn't matter. This play doesn't matter that I'm making right now. And to be released from the expectation of the outcome, of being outcome oriented, to just be in the zone and just get rid of all the noise around them and be completely silent in the mind. Instead of all this chatter going on in the mind, like, what if you drop the ball? Oh, don't fuck this up. Don't fuck this up. That's when you can master your mind and be in the zone during the game. So, during this game versus the Jaguars, during the first play, kickoff team, fucking, these guys are rookies, and normally they're nervous, and rookies make a mistake in this situation. One of the linebackers just slammed into one of the kick returner. Kick returner dropped the ball, and linebacker is going to the sideline screaming like, "I'm in the zone! I'm in the zone!" And boom, they just smashed the Jaguars that game. They just smashed them. And the Jaguars weren't supposed to lose. Being in that mindset, you're going to give it your all, and you're going to win. You're going to win, 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 win. And this mindset can be brought into any area of life. It can be brought into your relationships, your business, your health. Your mind is a lot more capable than you give it credit for. When you get out of your mind, I'm sorry, I'll take that back. Your body is a lot more capable than you give it credit for. When you get out of your mind in fitness mode, a lot of times your mind sets a limit for yourself when your body can do a lot more. So a big exercise that I like to do is to really push my limits beyond that I'm used to. So really running further, that might seem like ridiculous to my mind, but saying, look, motherfucker, I got this. And there's a certain spot, there's a certain point when you're working out where your mind automatically, like, you just get out of your mind, and it's like almost like everything is like you just don't feel the pain. You're just like, okay, I'm in this, and it's just like you're running off pure adrenaline. As for relationships, having that mindset mastery will help you, because instead of getting thrown into the drama triangle and blaming each other and playing the victim hero villain game, then you get to realign yourself and approach the situation with a clear mind. So instead of fighting, you can shift out of it and then communicate effectively. One effective communication skill is just saying, hey, I was feeling this way, and no one can argue with how you feel. You can say, hey, I was feeling this way, and this is why I reacted this way. But what I really want is, and then you go into what I really want is, I really want to have connection. I really want to be able to connect with you on a deeper level. I really want to build this relationship. And how mindset mastery works in finances is, instead of being in reaction mode all the time, instead of jumping for money and jumping through hoops for prospects, being in a space like, I wonder if I want to invest my time into that person and work with them. They say, like, the customer is always right. Well, that's not fucking true. Well, actually, hold on one second. I'm going to let my Katie out. She's like pacing back and forth, and I want to be clear for this. But thing is, the whole customer is always right thing, and the shit that we learn in companies, it's like we always try to please the customer and try to do everything they say, and everything goes with them. But in business, you want to work with the clients that you want to work with. And you don't want to be in reaction mode. You don't want to have your phone number sticking out there and you just jumping on the phone in reaction mode and be like, hey, I'll take the call right now. When you're in reaction mode, you're not at full power. But when you're able to prepare for the calls you get on, when you're able to prepare to communicate with potential clients, then you come from a place of power and you're ready to go. A big thing that serves me is my morning routine to master my mind. First thing I do is I work out, build up a sweat, get my body in flight or fight mode, and then I go home and meditate. I write affirmations in my journal. I journal my experiences and what's going through my mind, and then getting out on a piece of paper and really digging deep into my mind. I don't know if I wanted to scratch myself or point into my head. But I really dig deep into my mind and look at all the barriers that are going on. Because it's not as easy as just throwing strategies and techniques and say, hey, this is what you do, and good luck. It's not that easy, because your mind will sabotage you if your belief system isn't on point. And it's not as simple as saying, oh, just fix your belief system. There's a lot of things that you've gathered in your childhood. There's a lot of things that you gathered from, like from your parents, from school, and things that happen mainly between the ages of 2 and 6. You gather all these patterns, especially with sales. And sales is the life force of your business. If you're not able to sell, you're going to die. And that's what I was thinking to myself, like earlier, the dude that knocked on the door. Because sometimes patterns still come up for me. And what I get to do is I get to overcome that, write that in my journal, and say, hey, this is what came up for me, this is what happened, and this is where it came from, and what I really want is to do this, this, and this. So for instance, sometimes I want to procrastinate before I work. So a big thing is really understanding that sales and exchange is building relationships and making win-win situations. Because all of our lives, at least all of my life, and many people's lives, we're told that sales is bad, sales is evil. And this is what we see. We see the guy coming up to our front door trying to sell us shit that we don't want, And then seeing our father go into the door and be like, no, I'm not interested. Slams the door in his face. And that's what we see for sales. Or our father telling us about an experience. And this I say our father, well, I'm talking about my dad and my experience. And I think that a lot of people go through the same thing or witness the same thing. Like my dad would talk about going to a car salesman, and the car salesman trying to strategize and move and try to get my dad to purchase a car that, make a purchasing decision that he didn't want to make. Just like a shady car salesman. And no one wants to be that shady car salesman. So a lot of times, it's not the strategies. It's not that they're not doing the work. You may be just saying, hey, I'm putting in 8 hours a day of working on this sales, and I'm not getting anywhere. But then you look back on your week and you're like, wait a minute, did I really follow through all these conversations? Did I give up too soon? Am I too scared to put out an offer because of some shit that happened in my childhood, even though I know what I'm offering is fucking worth it? I know what I'm offering is a lot more value than the price that I'm selling it at. But for some reason, I decided that I didn't even put out the offer. Even though I know that person was qualified, I know that if I offered it to him, there's a possibility he might say yes, or she, or whatever. And that's a big thing of mindset mastery, being able to catch that. Being able to realize what's going deeper down in your mind. On the surface level, you could just say, like, sales is uncomfortable. Talking to people is uncomfortable. But why? Why is it uncomfortable? Well, when we were kids, for one thing, we were told sales is bad. For another thing, we're told not to talk to strangers. Ever since we were like 2 years old, oh, don't talk to strangers. Don't look out for strangers. Don't talk to strangers. Every day before school, make sure if any strangers pull up, you don't talk to them. And then when it comes to reaching out to strangers, it's like, and we don't know where it's coming from, but that's exactly where it's coming from. So when I said on my video introducing this call, I was saying, what was I saying? Holy shit, I just got lost in thought. I'm talking about mindset mastery, and I just got lost in thought. Let me backtrack. I was saying on this video. What did I say on that video? Wow. Peak performance. Wow. I don't know where that thought went. But wow, what the hell just happened? Okay. But what I was talking about is being in peak performance. Oh yeah. See, that's what happens when you stop trying to think of it, it comes up. So I was saying in the video when I was talking about this training, I was talking about you're not going to come in here and then have a quick fix. It's not fixed. It's not going to be a magic pill. It's a process. And that means you get to forgive yourself when you get lost in the process and you sabotage yourself and you're like, holy fuck, I knew what I was doing and I didn't even realize it. It's a process. A big part of that process is being in touch with your spirituality. Now, I've said this on videos before, your spirituality is your foundation below everything. Then you have relationships, then you have health, and then you got your finances like it's a diamond. But spirituality comes first. That's the beginning of all things. And hold on one second. I'm going to still talk. I'm going to be walking around, and I thought it would be better to just turn off the video. My dog's acting like a maniac. But your spirituality is your foundation. And that's why I hold it as a big part of my morning routine, to be able to master my mind. And during this call, I want to go over some meditations to where it can help you and assist you master your mind. There's 3 different types of meditations that I use for different occasions that help me get through any obstacles I'm going through. And that goes back to like a big question. Come on, Katie, get in here. There we go. That comes to like a big question that I was asked before this call. Was like, man, I've been following down this path. I don't like college, and I was doing this tutoring thing, but then I realized I don't like it. I feel lost. And then I got a lot of people asking me like how to find their passion, or I don't know what to do, or I don't know what to do with my life. My teacher says to be an accountant, and I don't want to be an accountant. I don't know what to do with my life. So there's a meditation to help you with that. There's also a meditation to master your mind. And there's a meditation to shift above your upper limits. And we talked about upper limits last week. But basically, if you didn't tune in last week, upper limits is pretty much your thermostat for happiness and success. And then when you reach that thermostat, you get knocked the fuck back down. But anyway, spirituality, I put it in part of my morning routine. It's a huge part of my morning routine. What are you doing, Katie? It's a big part of my morning routine. So I work out, I meditate, and I make sure I meditate throughout the day. Journaling is part of my spirituality as well, and affirmations is part of my spirituality. Just reprogramming my mind from all the old patterns and writing shit down on paper so I get it out of my head onto the paper, and it's highly effective. Because now it's out of me. I got it out of me. You know, it's almost like a therapy session every morning. Meditating in the middle of the day is probably the biggest hurdle to get over for a lot of people because they're in action mode. But that's the time you most need it because your mind's running so quickly. You're running. Sometimes people are running with like a chicken with their head cut off, and they need that meditation in the middle of the day. Then meditate in the evening, and I meditate at night. And it has assisted me so much and gave me so much clarity and has assisted me in my business. And I can't imagine running a business without spirituality because even with the coach, a mentor, and the environment, you need your intuition. So, like, without intuition, you're lost. And that goes back to the message I was talking about. What the guy I was talking to today, he said he felt alone. And I said, look, if you're active in the Dynasty of Excellence, you're not alone. This community, this is where you can be raw and real and relevant. You can be totally transparent, and everyone there will accept you and help you get over any barriers that you're looking to overcome. There's no negativity allowed in this group. No stupid shit, no stupid arguing or debating or whatever like that. It's all to move forward in every area of your life. So, the different meditations. I want to talk about the different meditations. First, I want to do mindset mastery. And mindset mastery is pretty much practicing clearing your mind. It's if you study meditation, it's pretty much the basic meditation most people talk about. It's closing your eyes, breathing in 6 seconds, breathing out 6 seconds, exhaling 6 seconds, inhaling 6 seconds. Almost non-stop, and you're just focused on your breath. That's the best way to do it. Just focus on your breath. And forgive yourself when different distractions enter your mind, because it will happen. It happens to me. And sometimes it'll happen for a little while and you don't even notice it. But to be able to forgive yourself and recommit, get back to center, clear your mind again. This will serve you as a regular routine, just as much as you brush your teeth, as much as you work out. It's a mind exercise. And as more and more you exercise your mind, the better and better you get, and the more you spend in the zone. Because when you're able to be in high pressure situations where you feel totally calm, it's almost like Neo in the Matrix. Everything around you is moving slow. You're able to think. You're able to, like during this call, it's like, I'm not worried about trying to be perfect. If like I lost my thought earlier, and I was able to just kind of, okay, got it. Maybe it took a little longer than that because that's the thing, I was trying to find it. It's almost like when you lose your car keys and you're searching everywhere for it, you can't find it. You might have even looked in the spot where it's at and you just don't see it. But then when you let go and you're like, okay, whatever. Like, you just kind of let go of the attachment of trying to find it, and when you let go of that attachment, boom, it hits you. You're like, whoa, holy shit, it's right there. Or it's like when you're trying to think of someone's name or something like that. So if you can be in touch where you get all the answers and you allow your mind to be quiet so you can get those answers, it's such a beautiful thing for an entrepreneur. And that's why spirituality is your foundation. Okay, so moving on to the second meditation is to really, when you want to find that inspiration. So this doesn't require you to close your eyes. It doesn't require you to breathe or anything. Just letting go of everything. Just let go. Complete silence. You might go, and actually doing that, helps you. It helps you get that inspiration, that intuition right here, right around here. And everything, all the answers that you're trying to look for, just, it comes to you when you're patient and you're like, how to map out your day. And the more and more you do this, the clearer and clearer your intuition gets. This is kind of like the same effect when you're in the shower and ideas are just flowing through you, or you're taking a shit. It's pretty much the same concept. Dark side munchkins. Yes. Those munchkins they're quite a pain in the ass. But I don't think munchkins are really dedicated to the dark side. So I don't know. What I've heard, and I haven't done it this way, but sitting in the bathtub and doing this helps tremendously. I don't do it myself because I don't like sitting in my own ass water. But but doing it in the shower helps as well. And the next meditation is meditating with a mantra. And this is a meditation to help you get above those upper limits. Two of the best ones I've learned from my mentor is God loves me unconditionally. And it doesn't have to mean that, maybe you're an atheist, but I don't know if you're comfortable with saying it. I'm not like a religious type guy, but I'll use it. And the way I see God, it's like I don't really put any expectation or attachment to exactly what God looks like. I just see God as like the higher version of me. So not to get like too deep into religion or religious debate, but God loves me unconditionally. is something that can serve you and get you above the upper limits. Also, I love myself unconditionally. That's a big one. So basically, and the meaning behind this mantra is I love myself unconditionally no matter what happens. So now you're releasing expectation of what is going on in your life, and you can produce your self-love even if you were in complete poverty, even if you lost everything, even if your wife left you, your husband left you, someone cheated on you, you'd be able to go back and say, hey, I love myself unconditionally. And the thing about that is, when you hold on to something with expectation, you hold on something tightly, it leaves you. You lose it. In a relationship, you'll notice if you're a man in a relationship with a woman, I'm using the aspect of the man because it's something that I did when I was in my early 20s. So I'm going to do it that way. Of course, it works the other way around too. So when you're in a relationship and your world revolves around that person and you smother them and you call them constantly and you call them again and you call them again and you're just so attached to them, you can't leave their hip and you're afraid of losing them. That's when you lose them. Because you became so worried about losing your partner that you created that in your life. Everything that you try to resist, you create in your life. So for instance, my ex-girlfriend a while back, which started me, actually indirectly kind of started me into coaching because I did my own personal inner game and self-development, and somehow that led me into coaching. So it was a blessing in disguise. But back then I was a needy guy. I'm so afraid of losing my girlfriend. Sometimes I would even tell myself I didn't deserve her. And she left. I created it. I even would tell her, like, yeah, you're not going to stay with me forever. You're not going to stay with me forever. And she left. Because I created that as my reality. And the same thing goes with business and money. Like this, these times can't last forever. Things are going too good now. Can't last forever. And maybe you notice your mind telling you that. Sometimes it's not even like fully consciously, but it's in the background of your mind and you kind of notice it. Or you start worrying about like, oh, what if this deal doesn't go through? Oh my God. What if this deal falls through? What if this client doesn't sign up to my program? And when you do that, more times than not, you end up losing them. Because your mind is already trying to resist it, and your mind doesn't really know the difference. And it's like, okay, you don't want it in your life, lose it. So you try to hold on so tightly. It's like there was this I think Jesse Elder said it. And he was talking about trying to grip water and then the water just spilling out of your hand because you tried to grip it so tightly. Hold on one second. Katie is such a high maintenance dog. I just want to go outside. So being able to master your mind is being able to be in ease and flow. You can't create when you're not in ease and flow. You can't win the game. You can't win the Super Bowl when you're not in ease and flow. You don't want to be that field goal kicker that kicks it to the far left because you were nervous. And this goes for, it just goes for everything. Like the thing that I would tell my guys in the dating niche, in the dating boot camp, is like, stop having these expectations on the outcome. Because if you're so concerned about getting her number, you're not going to be able to operate in your genius. You're not going to be able to operate in your essence because you're playing prevent defense. I know I'm doing all these football terms, so I hope most of the viewers are football savvy. But you're just playing prevent defense with the conversation. You're trying so hard not to mess up that you end up messing up. Sort of like the ideology of if you keep looking at the side of the road and you're worried about hitting the side, you're going to end up hitting the fucking side of the what was that? Oh, it's my phone. Stop interrupting me, phone. My deep apologies. All these interruptions. But but yeah, it's like if you look at the guardrail on the side of the road, you're gonna fucking hit it. So, bringing it back, the main thing I want you guys to do is to really focus on spirituality and mastering your mind. Really studying the upper limits. A way to really get involved with the upper limits is The Big Leap by Gay Hendricks. Very good book to really go more into detail of what the upper limit is. And realizing when your mind is sabotaging you, sabotaging your success. Also, some questions you can ask yourself when you realize, when you see yourself drifting, like we talked about last week, like drifting as in procrastinating, trying to put things off, worrying, things like that. When you see yourself drifting, ask yourself, where did this thought come from? Where did this develop? And what do I really want? And you continue to be aware of your thoughts and eradicate every single virus that comes in. Put meditation into your daily exercises. Being able to meditate is huge. Being able to build upon your spirituality is huge. Do you have any questions? You can type in the side chat. Any questions about munchkins or anything? Let me check Facebook. All right. So, feel like that's it. Feel like that's all I gotta touch on. As long as you don't have any questions. So anyway, to close it off, I'll see you guys in the Dynasty of Excellence. Post whatever's going on with you. Be able to share your struggles. Oh shit, we got someone coming in late. Okay, they left. So posting the Dynasty of Excellence, yeah, fuck them. Motherfucker thinks you can just come in and leave. What's up with that? So, posting the Dynasty of Excellence, post with your thoughts, any questions, anything that you're struggling with, and I'll see you guys in the community. And remember, this isn't a group just hit surface level shit. Let's get deep down, because the only way you can grow and expand is really get deep into like what's going on, and then we can experience these breakthroughs, so you can get ahead and build these businesses and build your lives and thrive in all areas of life. Anyway, I'm going to sign out. Have an awesome day. Peace.